Hello again. It's me, Keith, here to read the Bible, to explore this beautiful book with you guys. Today's January the 24th, 2025, and we're going to read Exodus 27 through 29. Thank you for all the new subscribers and views. Man, it looks like we're growing and spreading the Lord's good word. So, just basically last video, if you didn't see it, go look at it. But the Lord just basically explained to Moses how to build the tabernacle and all the things that go in it. Yeah. So, let's not waste any more time. The altar of burnt offering. Exodus 27. You shall make an altar of acacia wood 5 cubits long and 5 cubits wide. The altar shall be square, and its height shall be 3 cubits. And mind you, a cubit is about 18 inches from your elbow to the tips of your fingers. I guess if you're an adult, if you're a child watching, you got some growing to do. You shall make it horns on its 4 corners. Its horns shall be of one piece with it, and you shall overlay it with bronze. You shall also make its pans to receive its ashes, for its shovels and its basins and its forks and its fire pans. You shall make it all the utensils of bronze. You shall make a grate for it, a network of bronze, and on the network you shall make 4 bronze rings on its 4 corners, and you shall put it under the rim of the altar beneath, that the network may be midway up in the altar. And you shall make poles for the altar, poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with bronze. The poles shall be put in the rings, and the poles shall be on the 2 sides of the altar to bear it. And you shall make it hollow with boards, as it was shown to you in the mountains. So shall they make it. This is the court of the tabernacle. You shall also make the court of the tabernacle. For the south side there shall be hangings for the court made of fine woven linen, 100 cubits long for one side. And its 20 pillars, on their 20 sockets shall be bronze. The hooks of the pillars and their bands shall be silver. Likewise, along the length of the north side, where there shall be hanging 100 cubits long, with its 20 pillars and their 20 sockets of bronze, and the hooks of the pillars and their bands of silver. And along the width of the court of the west side shall be hanging of 50 cubits, with their 10 pillars and their 10 sockets. So now the west side has 10 pillars. Maybe I missed something in the previous reading. The width of the court on the east side shall be 50 cubits. The hangings on one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, with the other 3 pillars and their 3 sockets. And the other side shall be hangings of 15 cubits, with their 3 pillars and their 3 sockets. For the gate of the court there shall be a screen 20 cubits long, woven of blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and fine woven linen, made by a beaver. And it shall a beaver. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm reading all these words crazy. Made by a weaver, and it shall have 4 pillars and 4 sockets. All the pillars around the court shall have bands of silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their sockets of bronze. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the width 50 cubits throughout, and the height 5 cubits, made of fine woven linen, and its sockets all of bronze. All the utensils of the tabernacle, for all of its service, all of its pegs, and all the pegs of the courts shall be bronze. This is on to the care of the lampstand. And you shall command the children of Israel that they bring you pure oil of pressed olives for the light, to cause the lamp to burn continually. In the tabernacle of the meeting outside of the veil, which is before the testimony, Aaron and his sons shall tend it from the evening until the morning before the Lord. It shall be a statute forever to their generations on behalf of the children of Israel. So it looks like Aaron and his sons, they're going to be tending to the lampstand and making sure that it just keeps burning with the, what kind of oil? Pressed olives oil. So, on to Exodus 28. Garments for the priesthood. Now take Aaron your brother and his sons with him from among the children of Israel, that he may minister to me as a priest. Aaron and Aaron's sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Itamar. And you shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother, for glory and for beauty. You shall speak to all who are gifted artisans, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garments to consecrate him, that he may minister to me as a priest. And these are the garments which they shall make: a breastplate, an ephod. I'm not too sure what that is. I guess it's like an ornamental vest. The breastplate, the ornamental vest, a robe, a skillfully woven tunic, a turban, and a sash. So they shall make holy garments for Aaron your brother and his sons, that he may minister to me as a priest. So the ephod, which is like the ornamental vest, they shall take the gold, blue, purple, and scarlet thread and fine linen, and they shall make the ephod of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and 5 woven linen, artisans, artisanally worked, I guess is the word. It shall have 2 shoulder straps joined at its 2 edges, so it shall be joined together, and intricately woven band of the ephod which is on it shall be the same workmanship, made of gold, purple, blue, and scarlet thread, and fine woven linen. Then you shall take 2 onyx stones and engrave on them the names of the sons of Israel, 6 of their names on one stone, and 6 of the names on the other stone, in order of their birth. So I don't know if that's gonna be like right to left, like 6 then 6, but we're moving on. With the work of an engraver in the stone, like the engravings of a signet, you shall engrave the 2 stones with the names of the sons of Israel. You shall set them in settings of gold, and you shall put in the 2 stones on the shoulders of the ephod as memorial stones for the sons of Israel. So Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord on his 2 shoulders as a memorial. And you shall also make settings of gold. And you shall make 2 chains of pure gold, like braided cords, and fasten the braided chains onto the settings, onto the breastplate. You shall make the breastplate of judgment, artistically, maybe is the word, woven according to the workmanship of the ephod. You shall make it of pure gold, blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and fine woven linen. You shall make it, and it shall be doubled into a square. A span shall be its length, and a span shall be its width. And you shall put settings of these stones in it, 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be sardius, a topaz, and an emerald. This shall be the first row. The second row shall be turquoise, a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row, jacinth, and agate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row, a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. They shall be set in gold settings. On the stones shall have the names of the sons of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of the signet, each one with its own name, and they shall be according to the 12 tribes. You shall make chains for the breastplate at the end, like a braided cord of pure gold. And then you shall make 2 rings of gold for the breastplate, and put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. Then you shall put the 2 chains of gold in the 2 rings which were on the ends of the breastplate. And so maybe like those chains are like going to be draped together. I don't know. And the other 2 ends of the chains you shall fasten to the 2 settings, and put them on the shoulder straps of the ephod in front. You shall make the 2 rings of gold, and put them on the 2 ends of the breastplate, on the edge of it, which is on the inner side of the ephod. And 2 other rings of gold you shall make, and put on the 2 shoulder straps underneath the ephod towards its front, right at the seam above the intricately woven band of the ephod. They shall bind the breastplate by means of its rings to the rings of the ephod, using blue cord, so that it is above the intricately woven band of the ephod, so the breastplate does not come loose from the ephod. So Aaron shall bear the names of the sons of Israel on the breastplate of judgment over his heart, and when he goes into the holy place, as a memorial before the Lord continually. And you shall put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be over Aaron's heart when he goes in before the Lord. So Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel over his heart before the Lord continually. Onto the other priestly garments. You shall make the robe of ephod all blue, and there shall be an opening for his head in the middle of it. It shall have a woven binding around its opening, like the opening of a coat of mail, so it does not tear. So, yeah, just maybe some kind of stitching or something, where the hole goes for his head, maybe like chainmail armor. That's what you're referring to. They, as the Lord, my bad. And upon its hem you shall make pomegranates of blue, purple, and scarlet all around its hem, and bells of gold between them all around. A golden bell and a pomegranate, a golden ball, or a golden bell and a pomegranate, upon the hem of the robe all around. And it shall be upon Aaron when he ministers, that it sound when he be heard, when he goes into the holy place before the Lord, and when he comes out, that he may not die. You shall also make a plate of pure gold and engrave on it, like the engravings of the signet, holiness to the Lord, is what it should be engraved. And you shall put it in a blue cord, that it may be on the turban. It shall be on the front of the turban. So it shall be on Aaron's forehead, that Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things which the children of Israel hallow in their holy gifts. And it shall be always on his forehead, that they may be accepted before the Lord. You shall skillfully weave the tunic of fine linen thread, and you shall make the turban of fine linen, and you shall make the sash of woven work. For Aaron's sons you shall make tunics, and you shall make sashes for them, and you shall make hats for them, for glory and beauty. So you shall put them on Aaron your brother, and on his sons with him. You shall anoint them, consecrate them, and sanctify them, that they may minister to me as priests. And you shall make for them linen trousers to cover their nakedness. They shall reach from the waist to their thighs. Alright. They shall be on Aaron and on his sons when they come into the tabernacle of meeting, or when they come near the altar to minister in the holy place, that they do not incur iniquity and die. It shall be a statute forever to him and his descendants after him. So, if they don't have that on and they go to those places, it looks like they'll die. So, on to Exodus 29. This is Aaron and his sons consecrated. And this is what you shall do to them to hallow them for ministering me as priests. Take 1 young bull and 2 rams without blemish, and unleavened bread, unleavened cakes mixed with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil. You shall make them of wheat flour. You shall put them in 1 basket, and bring them in the basket with the bull and the 2 rams. And Aaron and his sons, you shall bring them to the door of the tabernacle of meeting, and you shall wash them with water. Then you will take the garments, put the tunic on Aaron, and the robe of the ephod, and the breastplate, gird him with the intricately woven band of the ephod. You shall put on the turban on his head, and put a holy crown on the turban. And you shall take the anointing oil and pour it on his head and anoint him. And then you shall bring his sons and put tunics on them, and you shall gird them with sashes, Aaron and his sons, and put the hats on them. The priesthood shall be theirs for perpetual statute, and you shall consecrate Aaron and his sons. You shall also have the bull brought before the tabernacle meeting, and Aaron and his sons shall put their hands on the head of the bull. Then you shall kill the bull before the Lord by the door of the tabernacle of meeting. You shall take some of the blood of the bull and put it on the horns of the altar with your fingers, and pour the blood beside the base of the altar. Then you shall take all the fat that covers the entrails, the fatty lobe attached to the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, and burn them on the altar. But the flesh of the bull, with its skin and its offal, that's OFFAL, you shall burn with fire outside the camp. It is a sin offering. You shall also take 1 ram, and Aaron and his sons shall put their hands on the head of the ram, and you shall kill the ram, and you shall take its blood and sprinkle it around the altar, and then you shall cut the ram into pieces, wash its entrails, its legs, and put them with its pieces and with its head. You shall burn the whole ram on the altar, and its burnt offering to the Lord. It's a sweet aroma, an offering made by fire to the Lord. You shall take the other ram, and Aaron and his sons shall put their hands on the head of that ram, and then you shall kill that ram, and take some of its blood, and put it on the tip of the right ear of Aaron, and on the tip of the right ear of his sons, and on the thumb of their right hand, and on the big toe of their right foot, and sprinkle the blood all around the altar. And then you shall take some of the blood that is on the altar, and some of the anointing oil, and sprinkle it on Aaron, and on his garments, and on his sons, and on their garments. And he and his garments shall be hallowed with the sons of his garments, Aaron's garments, and his sons' garments with them. Also, you shall take the fat of the ram, the fat tail, the fat that covers the entrails, the fatty lobe attached to the liver, and the 2 kidneys of the fat on them, and the right thigh for the ram of consecration, 1 loaf of bread, 1 cake with the oil, 1 wafer from the basket of the unleavened bread that is before the Lord. And you shall put on these in the hands of Aaron and his sons. You shall wave them as a wave offering before the Lord. You shall receive them back from their hands and burn them on the altar as a burnt offering and a sweet aroma before the Lord. It is an offering made by fire to the Lord. Then you shall take the breast of the ram of Aaron's consecration, which I think is the second ram, and wave it as a wave offering before the Lord, and it shall be your portion. And from the ram of consecration you shall consecrate the breast of the wave offering, which is waved, and the thigh of the heave offering, which is raised, of that for which Aaron and for his sons. It shall be from the children of Israel for Aaron and his sons by a statute forever. For it is a heave offering. It shall be a heave offering from the children of Israel, from the sacrifices of their peace offerings, that is, their heave offering to the Lord. And the holy garments of Aaron and his sons after him, to be anointed in them, to be consecrated in them. That the son who becomes a priest in his place shall put them on for 7 days when he enters the tabernacle of meeting to minister in the holy place. And you shall take the ram of the consecration and boil its flesh in the holy place. Then Aaron and his sons shall eat the flesh of the ram and the bread that is in the basket by the door of the tabernacle of meeting. They shall eat those things with which the atonement was made, to consecrate and to sanctify them, but an outsider shall not eat them, because they are not holy. Because the items are holy, not that the people aren't holy. And if any of the flesh of the consecration offerings or any of the bread remains until morning, then you shall burn the remainder with fire. It shall not be eaten, because it is holy. Thus you shall do to Aaron and his sons according to all that I have commanded you. 7 days you shall consecrate them. So maybe that happens over 7 days? I'm not sure. And you shall offer a bull every day as a sin offering for atonement. You shall cleanse the altar when you make atonement for it, and you shall anoint it to sanctify it. 7 days you shall make atonement for the altar and sanctify it, and the altar shall be most holy. Whatever touches the altar must be holy. Onto the daily offerings. Now this is what you shall offer on the altar: 2 lambs of the first year, day by day continually. One lamb you shall offer in the morning, and the other lamb you shall offer at twilight. With the one lamb shall be 1/10 of a ephah, which I guess is some weight maybe, of flour mixed with 1/4 of hin of pressed oil, and 1/4 of hin of wine as a drink offering. And the other lamb you shall offer at twilight, and you shall offer with it the grain offering and the drink offering as in the morning, for a sweet aroma, an offering made by fire to the Lord. This shall be a continual burnt offering throughout your generations at the door of the tabernacle of meeting before the Lord, where I will meet you to speak with you. And there I will meet with the children of Israel, and the tabernacle shall be sanctified by my glory. So I will consecrate the tabernacle of meeting and also the altar. I will also consecrate both Aaron and his sons to minister me as priests. I will dwell among the children of Israel and will be their God, and they shall know that I am the Lord their God, who brought them up and out of the land of Egypt, that I may dwell among them. I am the Lord their God. So, again, a whole bunch of instructions to Moses on making the garments for Aaron and his sons, and just what to sacrifice when they're doing the consecration to sanctify Aaron and his sons so they can be priests before the Lord or for the Lord. And I don't know how Moses does it, man. I need a huge notebook, but maybe he's got it, or he just remembers stuff really good. But that's going to do it for us. January 23rd, 2025. We'll pick up with the next day tomorrow and continue there. Just make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you for tuning in.